But I'm here today saying that no one and nothing can be great unless it costs you something. One out of every 5 women will be sexually assaulted and raped before she reaches the age of 18. 1 out of 6 boys. If you are a woman of color and you are raped before you reach the age of 18, then you are 66% more likely to be sexually assaulted again. 70% of girls who are sex trafficked are girls of color. They are coming out of the foster care system. They are coming out of poverty. It is a billion-dollar industry. When they go into the sex trafficking business, and they call it a business, trust me, more than likely, they are gang raped. I am speaking today, not just for the Me Too's, because I was a Me Too, but when I raise my hand, I am aware of all the women who are still in silence. The women who are faceless. The women who don't have the money and don't have the Constitution and who don't have the confidence and who don't have the images in our media that gives them a sense of self-worth enough to break their silence that's rooted in the shame of assault, that's rooted in the stigma of assault. That we are here to connect. That we are here as 324 million people living on this earth to know that every day that we breathe and we live, that we've got to bring up everyone with us. I stand in solidarity with all women who raise their hands because I know that it was not easy. And my hope for the future, my hope, and I do hope, that we never go back. That it's not just about clapping your hands and screaming and shouting every time someone says something that sounds good. It's about keeping it rolling once you go home.
1 year ago on this stage, I was very pregnant and we talked about the beginning of a revolution. Today, my new daughter is walking, and because of you, the revolution is rolling. You told the world that time's up on violence. You told the world that time's up on silence. You told the world that it's time for a new day, time for a new locker room culture, time to think about every person's desires, needs, wants, and pleasure. So let's talk a little bit more about pleasure. I keep hearing a particular gripe about this cultural shift, and maybe you have too. Some people have been calling this movement puritanical or a return to Victorian values where men can't behave or speak sexually around dainty, delicate, fragile women. To these people, I want to say the current system is puritanical. Maybe men can say and do whatever they want, but women cannot. The current system inhibits women from expressing our desires, wants, and needs, from seeking our pleasure. Let me tell you about my own experience. I turned 12 on the set of my first film, The Professional, in which I played a young girl who befriends a hitman and hopes to avenge the murder of her family. The character is simultaneously discovering and developing her womanhood, her voice, and her desire. At that moment in my life, I too was discovering my own womanhood, my own desire, and my own voice. I was so excited at 13 when the film was released and my work and my art would have a human response. I excitedly opened my first fan mail to read a rape fantasy that a man had written me. A countdown was started on my local radio show to my 18th birthday, euphemistically the date that I would be legal to sleep with. Movie reviewers talked about my budding breasts in reviews. I understood very quickly, even as a 13-year-old, that if I were to express myself sexually, I would feel unsafe, and that men would feel entitled to discuss and objectify my body to my great discomfort. So I quickly adjusted my behavior. I rejected any role that even had a kissing scene and talked about that choice deliberately in interviews. I emphasized how bookish I was and how serious I was, and I cultivated an elegant way of dressing. I built a reputation for basically being prudish, conservative, nerdy, serious, in an attempt to feel that my body was safe and that my voice would be listened to. At 13 years old, the message from our culture was clear to me. I felt the need to cover my body and to inhibit my expression and my work in order to send my own message to the world that I'm someone worthy of safety and respect. The response to my expression, from small comments about my body to more threatening, deliberate statements, served to control my behavior through an environment of sexual terrorism. A world in which I could wear whatever I want, say whatever I want, and express my desire however I want without fearing for my physical safety or reputation, that would be the world in which female desire and sexuality could have its greatest expression and fulfillment. That world we want to build is the opposite of puritanical. So I'd like to propose one way to continue moving this revolution forward. Let's declare loud and clear, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I desire. This is how you can help me achieve pleasure. To people of all genders here with us today, let's find a space where we mutually, consensually look out for each other's pleasure and allow the vast, limitless range of desire to be expressed. Let's make a revolution of desire.
Wow, feminism is so cool. Look at everybody. You guys look so rad right now. Okay, awesome. You know what? I wrote a letter. I hope you guys are cool with that. I wrote a letter to our president, and I would like to share it with you guys. Dear Mr. President, I say president because that's what you are, and I say Mr. out of respect in hopes to get your attention. We've tried many different ways to get your attention, whether it's congregating in peaceful protests or, in some unfortunate cases, violent protests. We've tried yelling, rioting, petitioning, and tweeting, but nothing seems to grasp your attention, so I thought I'd try it the civil way. And also because my grandmother always told me to try and respect my elders, so I'm trying. I'm also really tired of hating you, Mr. President. Resentment, honestly, resentment gets pretty exhausting sometimes, and I'm not quite sure I have enough time for it these days. I really don't. Put it this way. Okay, can I get someone from the mosh pit as a volunteer? Can I see a hand? All right, cat ears. Let's do this. Okay, cool. What's your name, beautiful?
Amorous.
What's up?
Amorous.
Nice to meet you. Can you do me a favor and hold this mic for a second? Great. So I'm going to hand you these. Can you hold these for a second? Thank you so much. Okay, now I'm going to go walk over here. A little demonstration. So you're still holding those, yeah? Pretend for a second that that's a grudge. Have you held a grudge before on someone? You're mad at them, you hold a grudge against someone. You're holding on to that grudge. I'm over here, I'm doing my own thing, you know. That grudge is not affecting me at all. I'm over here, you're holding it. You're the one that's holding on to that. So it's affecting you. And it's in your hands. And because your hands are full with that, you don't really have much room to do anything else with your hands, right? Okay, so for a second, since we're pretending, put those, instead of a grudge, turn it into love, put it in your pocket, your hands are free again. Now you have room in your hands to say, I don't know, make a picket sign and let people know that they should register and vote this year. That grudge is gone, and you have room in your hands to do something productive, do something out of love. Now is the time. They say time's up. Yeah, flip the house in 2018. Let's get more people in Washington on our side, right? I mean, it makes sense. I'm tired of hating. I'm tired of being angry. It's tiring, dude. All right, cool. So, back to the letter. You can keep those, by the way, honey. Those, it's a rose quartz and African amethyst. One is for love and one is for peace. We should remember to bring those into 2018 with us this year. So yeah. I mean, I think it's more positive than saying "F you, Trump" all the time, because that doesn't really get us anywhere. It's just words. So, thank you, Mr. President, for wearing me out and making me tired of you, because I learned another lesson of love. And I know now that I can't get anywhere with resentment or anger in my heart. It takes too much time out of the day. And I hope you hear us now and know that we're not trying to hurt you. That's a really important part of this, is we're not trying to hurt you, Mr. President. That we don't have that in our hearts. We just want you to love with us. We want you to stand with, we want you to hear us. You can have love too. All of us here can have love, but Mr. President, I'm not sure if enough people tell you this, but you can also have love. You just need to stop hurting people and listen to us, because we, the people, do want what's best for this country. And I can promise you, Donald Trump, I can promise you that if you would just give us a chance and listen to us, we will return that respect manyfold. So, thank you for hearing me. Sincerely yours, Paris Michael Catherine Jackson.
Hello. How are you guys? So, this is my second March. I was in D.C. last year, and I came back to do a speech this time, but I don't really know how to do a speech unless it rhymes. So, I'm gonna do a little poem for you guys. It's 2009, and I'm 14, and I'm crying. Not really sure where I am, but I'm holding the hand of my best friend Sam in the waiting room of a Planned Parenthood. The air is sterile and clean, and the walls are that not gray, but green, and the lights are so bright they could burn a hole through the seam of my jeans, and my phone is buzzing in the pocket. My mom is asking me if I remembered my keys, 'cause she's closing the door and she needs to lock it. But I can't tell my mom where I've gone. I can't tell anyone at all. You see, my best friend Sam was raped by a man that we knew because he worked in the after-school program. And he held her down with her textbooks beside her, and he covered her mouth, and then he came inside her. So now I'm with Sam at the place with a plan, waiting for the results of a medical exam, and she's praying she doesn't need an abortion. She couldn't afford it, and her parents would, totally kill her. It's 2002, and my family just moved, and the only people I know are my mom's friend Sue and her son. He's got a case of Matchbox cars, and he says that he'll teach me to play the guitar if I just keep quiet. And the stairwell beside apartment 1245 will haunt me in my sleep for as long as I am alive, and I'm too young to know why it aches in my thighs, but I must lie. I must lie. It's 2012, and I'm dating a guy, and I sleep in his bed, and I just learned how to drive, and he's older than me, and he drinks whiskey neat, and he's paying for everything. This adult thing, it's not cheap. We've been fighting a lot, almost 10 times a week, and he wants to have sex, and I just want to sleep, but he says I can't say no to him. This much I owe to him. He buys my dinners, so I have to blow him. He's taken to forcing me down on my knees, and I'm confused because he's hurting me while he says please. And he's only a man, and these things he just needs. He's my boyfriend. So why am I filled with unease? It's 2017, and I live like a queen, and I followed damn near every one of my dreams. I'm invincible, and I'm so fucking naive. I believe I'm protected because I live on a screen. Nobody would dare act that way around me. I've earned my protection, eternally clean. Until a man that I trust gets his hands in my pants. But I don't want none of that. I just wanted to dance, and I wake up the next morning like I'm in a trance and there's blood. Is that my blood? Oh, hold on a minute. You see, I've worked every day since I was 18. I've toured everywhere from Japan to Mar-a-Lago. I even went on stage that night in Chicago when I was having a miscarriage. I mean, I pied the piper. I put on a diaper and sang out my spleen to a room full of teens. What do you mean this happened to me? You can't put your hands on me. You don't know what my body has been through. I'm supposed to be safe now. I earned it. It's 2018 and I've realized that nobody is safe long as she is alive. And every friend that I know has a story like mine. And the world tells me we should take it as a compliment. But then heroes like Ashley and Simone and Gabby, Michaela and Gaga, Rosario, Allie, remind me this is the beginning, it is not the finale, and that's why we're here, and that's why we rally. It's Olympians and a medical resident, and not one fucking word from the man who is president. It's about closed doors and secrets and legs and stilettos from the Hollywood Hills to the projects and ghettos. When babies are ripped from the arms of teen mothers and child brides cry globally under the covers who don't have a voice on the magazine covers. They tell us take cover. But we are not free until all of us are free. So love your neighbor. Please treat her kindly. Ask her her story and then shut up and listen. Black, Asian, poor, wealthy, trans, cis, Muslim, Christian, listen, listen, and then yell at the top of your lungs. Be a voice for all those who have prisoner tongues, for the people who had to grow up way too young. There is work to be done. There are songs to be sung. Lord knows there's a war to be won. Thank you.
We were all here a year ago for many different reasons. But one of the unifying reasons was we were scared. We were scared of who was going to enter the White House. A year has gone by, and he has corroborated every one of our fears. And we cannot whitewash this anymore. We have a racist in the White House. We have a sexist in the White House. We have a pathological liar in the White House. And he is tearing away at the fabric of our democracy. And when we all came together last time, we had the power, and it's the women. The women have given us the power, and the women continue to give us the power.
Hello, future. I'm so proud to stand here as a woman, an African-American woman. My grandmother was a sharecropper. She picked cotton in Aberdeen, Mississippi. My mother was a janitor, and I am a descendant of them, and I am here in their honor to help us move forward and fem the future. I just want to say, I want to remind you that it was woman that gave you Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It was woman that gave you Malcolm X. And according to the Bible, it was a woman that gave you Jesus. Don't you ever forget it. And we must remind them, those who are abusing their power. That is what I am here today to march against, the abuse of power. I want to say to the LGBTQ community, my fellow brothers and sisters, to immigrants, my fellow brothers and sisters, to women, continue to embrace the things that make you unique, even if it makes others uncomfortable. You are enough. And whenever you feel in doubt, whenever you want to give up, you must always remember to choose freedom over fear. I come here again as an American and as a woman, not as an artist. When I go home, I have the same concerns. When I see bullies trying to bully you, just know that I am upset about it, and it does not go unnoticed. The things that are happening from Washington to even other Americans abusing their power and abusing others will be hidden no more. Women will be hidden no more. We will not remain hidden figures. We have names. We're complete human beings, and they cannot police us, so get off our areolas. Get off our vaginas. Again, we birthed this nation, and we can unbirth a nation if we choose. We can stop completely if we choose. This is about unity, and I want to bring on stage some more American women and men saying beauty, Jadena, and the mothers of the movement. As I talk about the abuse of power, it's not just happening here in Washington. It has also happened on the ground in the police force. We have amazing cops, we have amazing Americans, but again, we are here to fight against the abuse of power and to unite and to remind us all that at the end of the day, we all pee the same color. And we must protect each other. We must protect one another. So this is a song, music that we wrote, not for ourselves, but for you. Make some noise if you're gonna continue to be out there on the front lines. This is a song that is a vessel, and this is a tool for you to take out as you march. This song is called Hell You Talking About. And we're talking about this right now because we must continue to exercise our voices. Some of us protest in silence, and some of us believe that silence is not an option, and music, our sound, is a weapon. No wrong way to do it. But this song is going to honor those who are victims due to the abuse of power. This is a chant, and for us to be one living, breathing organism, I need your help. Can I get you to sing with us? So it goes like this. It's a call and response. I'm going to use Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland, our sister Sandra Bland. So when I say, Sandra Bland, say her name. I'm going to say Sandra Bland, and you say, say her name. So one more time. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Say her name. 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 Won't you say her name? Hell you talking about. 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 Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. All right, that was a test. Band, drop it in.
Trayvon Martin.
Say his name.
Trayvon Martin.
Say his name.
For his mother.
Say his name.
Jordan Davis.
Say his name.
Jordan Davis.
Say his name.
Jordan Davis. Hell you talking about. Hell you talking about. Hell you talking about. Hell you
Jump in on the name.
Hell you talking about.
All right. So we gonna improv this. So what we gonna do right now is we gonna jump back in. All right, we got the mothers right here. Say your baby's name. Jordan Davis. Here we go. We gonna say Jordan Davis so he can feel us, and we're doing this for his mother who gave birth to him. We are proud of you for standing up here with us today. I'm giving you the mic because this is not about me. So you go. Say, Jordan. Jordan Davis. No. Nope. We're going to do it right because this is a moment for history. We're going to have a moment together where we're listening and we are in tune. We are in tune, all right? 1, 2, 3. Jordan Davis.
Say his name.
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 Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Won't you say his name? Yeah. We got another mother. Eric Gardner's mother. And we're going to give you the mic. This is not about me. This is about you. This is about your son. And this is about all of us fighting back against the abuse of power. So when this comes in, we want to be in tune with you on the 1,